It's time to be better, do better, see better. It's time for Uplift with Cliff. To get a little uplift with Cliff. With Cliff. Time to rise, time to shift. Get your spark, get your gift. Yeah, it's time for Uplift with Cliff. Are you ready for some uplift with Cliff? Welcome to Uplift with Cliff.
And we are back. Just like I promised, just like I said it would happen. Welcome to this month's edition of Uplift with Cliff. And I am your guy. I am your host with the most. I am not the CEO. I'm the chief servant today because on Uplift, it's all about serving. And I'm about to serve you guys up something special. Listen, I promised you last month that we were going to do something special. I promised you on Facebook that I was going to have a special guest. I promised you that I was going to have somebody to talk to today that was not going to let you down, and boom, I delivered. So today, I have a face that many of you already recognize, and I know you're out there saying, oh no, he didn't. Yes, I did. Today, I have a face of somebody that has stood by my side, somebody that took me out to a lunch one day and we ate some Italian food, and I'm still gaining weight and she's losing weight. Somebody that has been killing the industry, not just as a practitioner, but as a person. Today's special guest is none other than Veronica Figueroa.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody, yay! We'll have a little app that goes, yay! All right. So listen, let me tell you a little bit about Veronica because some of you don't know. Everybody hears about the FIG team. Everybody hears about sales. Everybody hears this and that, but this is Uplift. Today, y'all know I'm not going to talk about coaching. Today, we're not going to talk about leads. We're not going to talk about all of those things that make her number one in what she does. Today, I'm going to go deep. We're going to get in the heart of the matter. We're going to talk about the person. So let me tell you a little bit. I put together my own bio for Veronica. Miss Veronica, let me let you know something. You're out there, sis. When I typed in Veronica Figueroa bio, like 6 different bios came up from all over events from the United States, from Las Vegas to California to Puerto Rico to right here today. So listen, fam, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Veronica, and we're going to jump into today's message. So Veronica Figueroa is an award-winning real estate influencer and keynote speaker known for her vivacious personality. Now, she leads the number one team for homes sold in EXP in Florida, right? Used to be worldwide, but right now it's Florida. Her true passion is inspiring and helping others with directional wisdom and showing them how to amplify their confidence, communication, and connections to run a successful real estate business. I'm going to make this short. Why? Because Veronica is going to motivate you today to find a successful mindset and empower you. Okay? So, Veronica, how are you doing today?
I'm good. After that bio, I'm pumped. Thank you for hyping me up.
Listen, I come across a lot of realtors in this business. I meet a lot of people in this business. And when I meet them, they quickly figure out, I want you to sell more homes. I want you to have more listings. I want you to be successful. But I'm always personally more in tune with, I want to know who you are. I want to know who you are as a person. And you strike me, you immediately struck me as a go-getter and achiever. So tell me a little bit, where are you from?
So I've lived in Orlando for about 25 years now. I'm an Army brat. My parents are from Puerto Rico, but I was born in Germany and I traveled. Lived in Germany, lived in Kansas, lived in Georgia, wherever my dad was stationed. He was a drill sergeant in the military. So I kind of originally never felt like I had an identity until I moved to Orlando.
Wow.
And Orlando became home. Yeah.
So is Pop still with us today?
Yes, thank God.
Do me a favor and thank him for his service.
Yes, I will.
Listen, all you Army brats out there, big ups to you today. All you people who serve, big shout out to you today. Thank you for your service. Everybody knows ORRA loves the military. Yeah. So you moved to Orlando, and did you land in real estate, or did you do something else like the rest of us?
No. I moved here my senior year. in high school. And I actually was, I mean, if you said we're going to get real, I was pregnant at 17. And I moved here because I needed to follow my parents. And I went to Osceola High.
Wow.
And when I went to Osceola High, they looked at me and they said, you shouldn't come to this school. You should go to an off-site campus we have for pregnant women.
What?
And I went to a pregnant school for women in St. Cloud for young girls who were obviously not needing traditional education. And yeah, I was sent there because it was better for society. And
So-
yeah.
First of all, the first word that came to my mind when she said that, I got chills. Overcoming. Overcoming. You've been overcoming since you were 17.
Mm-hmm.
Overcoming mindsets, overcoming judgment, overcoming what other people think. You want to know why she's sitting here with me today? Because she has been overcoming. So 17, you're here, you're at a school. What were some of the observations that as a young Veronica you made that kind of led you to be where you are today?
I mean, you said it right. I had to overcome from a young age. I had the responsibility of my son. He became my North Star. He became my motivation. And I just knew my parents were wonderful. They taught me work ethics from a young age. My mom was, I think, just a trailblazer and an entrepreneur that inspired me. I had been working in her. My mom would open up. She opened the first bodega, Spanish grocery store in Georgia, received the key to the city. She was a promoter. She would bring artists that before their time and would host concerts. So I was always seeing that type of work ethics, and she would, allow me to work. And I eventually learned, the value of money. She was like, "You want those Jordans? You gotta work." So I think I was always instilled this really high level of work ethics. So I had that already. So when I obviously had my son, I knew I had to work hard. But I also knew I wanted to make sure that I had an education. I still wanted to go to college. I still wanted to still do all the things because I knew I wasn't going to let this, what appeared to be, oh my gosh, this challenge of my life was not going to make me a statistic. That was a promise that I made because, my parents did the best they could, and it was just, life happens. The blessings come in ways that you don't even expect. So I just knew I wanted to go to college. I wanted to still provide a good life for my son. And I did not let that stigma of me being 17 and a mother hold me back. So I enrolled in college. I went to Barry University. I still I'm still going to do this thing called life.
Wow.
And yeah, I just kept on putting one foot in front of the other. I got a degree in human resources and HR. Yeah, that was my background.
I'm sorry, Melinda.
But yeah, and that's what I wanted to do. Obviously, I was also in the hospitality industry and worked my way up through that industry in HR. And yeah, I was like, this is not going to hold me back. And I was always very committed. And just when people thought I was crazy, I was willing to skip the parties. I was willing to skip, the gatherings so I could keep my head down and study. And I had goals, and I would not let anyone get in the way of those goals.
So listen, right away, you are on fire. Tico, do I have a little fire emoji or something? Hey, listen, if you're out there watching today, hit me with a fire emoji. Hit me with the thumbs up, the hearts, the likes. I'm going to go back just a little bit to Mom, because what I want to do is relate this to so many of you guys today. She had a role model.
Yeah.
How important, and again, I said I'm not going to talk about real estate, but I'm talking about this sphere of success. How important is it to have people in your circle who are successful to give you a North Star, like you said?
Oh my gosh, I think it's so important because when you see what people are able to do, it gives you permission to dream. It gives you permission to expand your mind. And I think, I haven't gone as deep about my mom's story, but my mom saw things that most people didn't see, right? They thought she was crazy, but she always just believed in things that most would think were impossible. And she at least gave me permission to apply that in my own life. Mm-hmm. She showed me what was possible, that, it's okay to challenge the status quo. It's okay to, think differently. And that's what innovation is, right? That's what ideation is. And go after it and get back up even when doesn't work out. And I think that's what I saw in my mom. And I think I've had a lot of mentors like that have shown me, like, I think leadership is through demonstration, right?
Ooh.
It's not about people having a title. It's what people show you, and they give you permission to just see yourself in their story. You don't have to learn the lesson through other people. I mean, you can learn the lesson through other people's like journey, right? And you could also, see what's possible. And that's what I was able to see with my mom. And you asked me how that applied to my life. Every day I say she's my built-in mentor that I got from a young age. And she's my biggest hype person too. Like, she's always cheering me on.
So we know a little bit about her humble beginnings. We know that Veronica Figueroa overcame and started overcoming at an early age. So speed up. How many years and what landed you in real estate?
Yeah, so I got my license in 2001, the day after 9/11. So you can only imagine how scary that was. Wow. And, that was like, okay, well, I'm not doing real estate. Nobody's buying real estate, That's what I thought, let alone, what boy, was I wrong. But at the time, I did have, some experience in the timeshare industry through, human resources. And I got some training in timeshare just because I really wanted to study how the sales world worked when it came to timeshare. And I just was like, timeshare is not for me. But human resources was my jam at the time. But then I was going through a divorce, and honestly, I just really wanted to make sure that I could supplement my income and provide a good lifestyle for my kids, private school. I had some goals that I had for them. That I personally, as a mom, wanted to make sure that I provided for them. And I had my real estate license from, that a friend had asked me to get my license with them. And I thought I was never going to use it. So it was 3 years later that I decided to dust it off. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do something with it. And I did it part-time for 3 months.
Wow.
Part-time for 3 months. And man, did I never realized I was going to have this like passion for it so early on. And I think it maybe came because I just like helping people. And I was helping my friends, and I was helping people that I knew, and it was really exciting. And then I found myself hiding underneath my desk, like trying to hide from my boss while I'm trying to negotiate some deals. So I was like, one day I just said, I had I don't even remember how many contracts my first quarter. That I was like, man, if I did this full time, like, what would it look like? And I remember calling my mom, and I told her, I think I'm going to quit my job. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah. I said, I'm going to quit my job. I said, I'm going all in real estate after 4 months. And she's just like, you're crazy. And I was like, but she supported me. She's like, I love it. She was like, you could do it. And I never looked back. So in 2025, I went full time, and I never looked back.
So she asked that question inwardly that every new realtor asks themselves, what if I did this full time? Listen, if you're out there today and you're brand new to real estate, or you're at ORRA and things just aren't working for you, you're talking to one of the top agents in America. She too asked herself, what if I did this full time? Listen, at some point in time, you're going to have to make that leap. At some point in time, you're going to have to make the jump. At some point in time, you're going to have to stop doubting yourself and make it happen. But speaking of doubt, that takes me to my next question. Was there a moment, Veronica, when you almost or did doubt yourself?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, no one prepares you for the 2008, 2007, 2008, 2009, what we call crash, right? I was on high 2005, 2006, 2007, but, and I was really enjoying a lot of the benefit, the success. But then it's like the floor came underneath you. You were like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to make this? And we had to pivot. We had to make some decisions. The Range Rover got repoed. You went from eating filet mignon to ramen noodles. Right. You started really, really questioning if this is the right thing to do. You get a part-time job just to supplement, thinking that you failed. And then you have to ask yourself, do I want to be great in any market? And am I showing up like like that. And I remember when I got to a point where I started letting fear overcome, I started really showing up. I wasn't showing up as my best. And I had to dig deep and finally say, look, I made a commitment that I'm going to be great in any market. So I need to show up like that. So if short sales were what was where the inventory was, I had to learn short sales. If REOs were what was, the opportunity, I flew myself with my last $5,000 to 5-star in Dallas, and I met every asset manager that I could. I made a decision that I was going to go through the test of times, I would say.
Pause right there. I need you. See, I got to extract these nuggets because I want you guys to hear. She was down to her last. And even then, she made a decision. I'm going to take my last dime, my last dollar. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to put myself in front of some people who can help me be successful. She talked about the time. Sometimes you have bills. Sometimes the man comes calling. Yeah. Sometimes the reaper comes. Listen, folks, do not believe the billboards and the hype. Real estate is hard. It's difficult. And all the people walking around with the shades on want you looking like Pitbull and their Ferragamos. That's not how the game is played. These people, the real ones, are living real life, but they're not afraid to tell you about it. So this is deep. You're good. Okay. So what kept you going at your lowest moment?
I mean, it's just, I have a family, I have kids. And at that point, like, they've already gotten used to mom being available, being there. And I did build my business around my children's life, like their whole life, sports, school, right? So they were used to me being close by. So I was like I really liked the life that I had created. And I wanted to offer them something that I felt that I'd be proud of. So I just started making decisions at that time. I'm like, okay, I'm doing this for them. I need to be able to make this happen. By now, I have 5 kids. You've met my husband, Tony. Now, we've made this commitment to raise these 5 kids, and it's hard to raise 5 kids in any profession, in my opinion. But then real estate. But I was like, but it did give me the flexibility. So he was like, babe, I got the kids. You just go do what you got to do, because I was really good at the peopling aspect and the prospecting and the sales. I was like, okay, you good? And then by then I had started developing some skill sets that I think was pretty good. I became a listing agent. I became a farming agent. I farmed my community. Like, I lived, worked, and played in the community that I was raising my children. Right. And I had gotten a rhythm. I was like, okay, this is I'm the real estate lady now in town. So I just was like, I'm not letting this go. I'm going to double down. I'm going to grow this. I'm going to turn this into a real business. And I just went all in. I went all in. I don't really know how to do anything half-ass. I don't really know how to not go all in. So it was like, if I'm doing this, we're going to go all the way. And it ended up becoming something really special, way more than what I expected. At the beginning, I was just trying to pay my bills. I was just trying to pay my bills and provide a lifestyle for my kids. And then I realized I had the opportunity to impact other people and help other people, which that came along the way. But it really came down to my family was really why I was doing it. Just wanted to make sure my kids had never missed out on anything. And, the sports, the lifestyle, good school district was really, and a house. That's all I wanted.
A house. So listen, you ain't got to love her, you ain't got to like her, but you got to respect the game. And this woman is a master of hustle. She's a master of getting things done. But remember, today, we're not here to talk about sales and leads and numbers and stats. You can go to Stellar MLS, the greatest MLS in America, if you want to know about her stats and the team. But Veronica, now I want to talk about the voices.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad enough when there's voices out there, people who hate on you, who talk about you. But the real voices that you have to worry about are those internal ones. Mm-hmm. And this is Uplift with Cliff. And today you're blessing a lot of people by being willing to humanize yourself. So I want to thank you for that. Mm-hmm. I want to tell you that we appreciate you, because people oftentimes see who they think you are, but they don't know the real you. They see what other people told them you are, but they don't know the real you. So today we're talking about the real realtor behind the success. So this is another one. When things don't go your way, Everybody listen. This is the master class. When things don't go your way, what is your internal conversation like? Not the one where you call Cliff and be like, yo, bro, what's up? Not the one where you call, what is when things don't go your way, what's the internal conversation like for Veronica Figueroa?
I think I've had to learn to understand that as I've gotten older. The rejection is oftentimes protection. The blessing is the blocking.
Stop. Look in the camera and say that. Slow the world. Slow the world. The rejection. Look in that camera and tell them one more time about the rejection.
The rejection is oftentimes the protection. And I've had to learn that.
Stop. I could take that, put it on a CD and sell it in a 6 CD set for $9.99 and make $10 million off of that. The rejection is often the protection. But I'm giving you this to you uncut for free today on Uplift with Cliff Tico. We need to sell this. Look, I don't know if I'm going to put this online for free. I might have to sell this one. The rejection. Okay, I cut you off.
No, you're fine. Go. The blessings are in the blocking. I mean, these are just things that I've had to learn. And then also, I'll always ask myself, what did I learn through this experience? And, I wasn't always that way. I mean, there's times where I was angry. There's times that I was, frustrated. I was, down on myself. I felt like, why is this happening to me? But of course, I have great mentors, and I've had a lot of deep I've had to do inner work. I'm still doing inner work, by the way. I'm still doing work, but my faith is really my anchor now as I've grown wiser and older. But, I think the thing that I've learned is that people who are successful are the people that can get back up the quickest. And everybody is going to go through some sort of, challenge in life or rejection. It's the ones who decide to get back up. And I think that was probably what was my biggest, I would say, formula to success was not staying down too long. Yes, I've had my moments where I've struggled with anxiety. I've struggled with depression. I've struggled with my own demons. But I think I've just made the decision of okay, you got to shake this off and we got to get up. We have too much riding on this, too many people who love you. And I think the hardest thing is being kind to yourself. I think, the world out there talks enough smack about you that if you actually I would say join in on that, you're just gonna you're gonna make things worse. Yes. So when you beat yourself up, and by the way, I know that half of the things you tell yourself are probably worse than what other people say about you. Mm-hmm. But if someone was saying that to your face, you put the hands on them. Yeah. Yeah. So why not say nice things to yourself? Why not, lift yourself up, since we're on here, uplift, right? Lift yourself up with, I love you. You can do this. I believe in you. You know what? And you are worthy. So it's just all these things and I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for, seeing me even when I didn't see myself. Thank you for, all the beautiful blessings you've given me, even in the moments where things are just feeling horrible. I try to find that place where, by the way, I've known what it is to feel lonely, walk alone, feel rejected by people that I loved, people that I thought were my, right hand or my homies. And I'm like, damn, I don't need enemies, but I've learned to be but man, I got me, I can talk nice to myself. And that's just something that I've had to learn. And by the way, I haven't always done that. And there are times when I find myself slipping, but just got to be nicer to yourself and just know that everything's going to work out. It's already working out. It's already working out. Yeah. And and now I started playing chess with my husband. I love it. You want to play some chess? You like chess?
Teach me
I'll teach you how to play chess. I'm still learning, but there's always a move. There's always a next move. There's always a blind spot, right? There's always something that you don't see. Sometimes you got to take a step back. Sometimes you got to push away and then come back with a stronger game. So that's the way I look at life when I'm challenged.
So I have watched Veronica evolve, not just as a person, not just as a realtor. In my tenure here at the Orlando Regional Realtor Association, I've watched her grow. In real estate, real estate is not black and white. And I want to express something to you guys, because sometimes you, like I said, you have people in a box. You think you understand them, but you truly don't. So I have a ton of realtors that work here, live, work, and play in Central Florida. They do a phenomenal job. But real estate is a many-faceted diamond. And what I mean by that is everyone's not cut out to buy and sell. Everyone's not cut out to buy and sell. Everyone that's going to be successful in real estate won't be working with buyers and won't be working with sellers. Some people that are successful in real estate will run real estate schools. I've known plenty of very successful teachers and educators. They were great brokers. They were great. They liked real estate, but they found out they liked teaching more. There's some people that branch off into appraisals. People branch off into all the different facets of the diamond of real estate. Everyone's not trying to go out and open doors and show houses and things of that nature. Some people figure out their niche. Hey, I am great at putting teams together. So I used to say this. I said this to Veronica one day. A lot of people mistake me for being in the real estate business. I'm not. So when you look at Cliff, you're looking at your CEO. I love real estate, but I'm not in the same business as you are. I'm in the Realtor business. I'm in the Realtor business. I'm here to facilitate the success of realtors and help our members be successful. And you sell real estate. I don't. I sell success.
Yeah, it is.
Veronica, I saw the transition. I saw the light bulb flip in her head years ago, in that, hey, I'm stronger in some areas than I am in others. And you changed with it. How have you seen, and what has helped you evolve? Because that's what this is about. I saw you evolve, excuse me. Tell me about the evolution and changing the game and realizing that your niche is in this area, not that area, and that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have to realize that I had the leadership bug in me from a early, I would say, age. I think looking back, I've always been someone that I can move the people, right? I can move the people, and I love people. I said I have the HR background, and I was always excited about developing people. So I realized I could help develop talent. I could help people develop as leaders, and that really helped me when I started building a team. At first, I was just building a team because I had excess leads and I couldn't,
Right.
I didn't have enough hours in the day. But then when I realized, wait, it was more than that. I could really help these people build success, like you just said. And then one thing just led to the other. And I just one day decided, I was like, I'm going to focus on leadership. And I even for those of you who might be thinking about, like, do I start a team? I made a decision from being the number one listing agent on my team to becoming the leader of my team, and then eventually helping other leaders build their teams. And it's something I'm very passionate about. If you ask me, do I love serving buyers and sellers? I did at one time. It was my passion, but I love serving the agent community so much more. I love seeing agents, grow. I love seeing agents become top leaders. I love seeing them eventually start their own teams, and helping them on the business side of things. So it was just something like, what lights me up? What got me up in the mornings excited? It was serving the people, the agents, and really helping them build their brands, build their businesses. And that has just completely changed everything for me. When I discovered that passion, it was like the world just opened up for me.
Wow.
It was just a completely different experience.
So we're almost out of time, but I'm going to take I got two more questions that I cannot let this person leave today without hitting her with these last two questions. And so bear with me. Don't go back to your jobs. Don't log off yet, because these next two are the best. And then we're going to do our affirmations and we're going to get out of here. So the next question is, what do people get wrong about success?
Oh, gosh. What do people get wrong about success?
What it looks like, what they think it is.
Well, I think, first of all, people, think it's overnight. It's not. Number one, it's never overnight. And if it is overnight, it's probably not sustainable. Success to me is a compound of many, failures, a compound of many, wins. It's a beautiful blend of both.
That's a stop the mic moment. She says success is a compound of many. My people, I could sell this in a 10-dish set for $9.99. Success is a compound of many failures. Tell them one more. Look in the camera and say it. This is my soundbite.
I love that. Well, yeah, success, for at least for me, has been a compound of many failures and many wins just over time. And eventually, as you look at it on the macro, it looks like, oh, you made it. But what people don't see is everything that went wrong along the way. The rejections, the failed listing appointments, the buyer who didn't show up, the closing that didn't happen. But again, going back and getting back up and not letting that defeat you, and getting in the right rooms with the right people,
Right.
and just being able to learn from mentors and people who are willing to bring you along the way. So like for me, success has been all of that together. And it's just been a beautiful journey. It's it's not a destination, it's a journey. And I think so many people try to get there too soon with shortcuts. And for me, it's never been it's never been a short game. It's been a long game for me.
Right. So my last question, is one that I want everybody to key in on, and I want you to help our audience with. If someone watching right now feels stuck in life, stuck in business, stuck in real estate, if someone watching right now feels stuck right now, Ronnie, what would you say to them?
So it's challenging right now for a lot of people. I think you need to do an audit of your environment. Number one, I think, who do you surround yourself with? Are you around positive people that are going to push you and inspire you to keep going? Does your calendar reflect the lifestyle that you want? I think a lot of times we want to point outwards and be like, oh, interest rates, or this is happening in the government. But you have to decide that you're going to create your own market, no matter what the market looks like, and no matter what is going on in your personal life, no matter what is happening, whatever, you've got to decide. And then, does your calendar reflect the lifestyle and the goals and the dreams that you want? And most of the time, you can find the answer just by doing that simple exercise. You want success, but are you blocking out time? Are you spending time with the people that are going to push you forward? Are you getting the education or the skill set that you need to become the person that you dream of becoming? And you can do that. You just got to decide. And yeah, there's going to be moments where, it doesn't feel good, but that's the beauty of it. It's like you're developing into someone that you're supposed to be. And it's going to come with some challenges. But I think a lot of times people, again, when they're stuck, they stay stuck because they don't want to have an honest conversation with themselves. And if you just get real with yourself and, again, love yourself, don't be hard on yourself. Say, look, I know where I need to make some changes. And sometimes it's addition by subtraction. What do you got to cut out? Who do you got to cut out? What habits do you have to cut out so that you could actually become who you're meant to be? So being stuck is not an option. It has to be a non-negotiable that you get unstuck. You have to get unstuck. And I believe that everyone can do so, no matter where they're at in life.
So you heard it. She broke it down. Sometimes it's addition by subtraction. But the other thing that I really took from that is, does your calendar look like, how did you say it? Does your calendar look like?
Does it reflect the success that you want, that you dream of, that you claim that you want?
Does your calendar reflect the success that you want? If not, then change the calendar. Listen, you heard her say, down to my last 5,000, I got on a plane and I put myself in front of some people. She checked, that was just the ultimate changing the calendar. What she did with her time determined her success and where she is today. Listen, you've been watching Uplift with Cliff, and you heard her say earlier, so she's going to join me in a second. Every time we close this show, we close it with affirmations. And I know I can't give the big shout outs to all my people out there. Tico, for people out there watching today, do I need to give a shout out to? Let me know who I need to give a shout out to, Tico. Real quick.
I would say Rosa.
Rosa, I see you today.
No.
Brian Ruby.
Brian Rubio, my leader. Congratulations on your election.
Claudia Jenkins.
Claudia. Can't call everybody. Keep going.
Norris. Melinda. Isis.
Isis.
Latui.
D2, look at D2. It is good. I know D2 has been dropping nuggets in the comments. You know. Okay, listen, guys. I can't name everybody, and we can't talk about everybody on Uplift. There's just too many of us. But we close every segment out with affirmations. And you heard the queen herself say it. The world is not going to tell you how great you are. You have got to say that to yourself. It's great if you have a spouse, and it's great if you have a kid, and it's great if you have a mom like Ronnie did, but everyone does not have that. It's great if you've got a father who created an image, who served in the military, but everybody does not have that. And in the absence of those types of influences, you got to look in that mirror and say it to yourself. So I want you guys to say it out loud. I want you to type it. Today is going to be my best day ever. Say it to yourself. Say it with your chest like Kevin Hart said. Today is going to be my best day ever. You have got to speak that over your day. You've got to speak that over your week. And then you've got to create an air of expectation that you expect today to be great for you. You expect the next phone call to be the life-changing phone call. You expect it. Some of you guys are screening your calls. Oh my God. Don't even worry about the calendar if you're not answering the phone. Crickets. Where are my crickets? Don't even worry about the calendar if you're not answering your phone. But if you want today to be your best day ever, say it to yourself, say it with your chest, say it out loud. Today is going to be my best day ever. The next thing I want you to say is, I am loved and I love people. I am loved. Hey, look, you give what you get and you get what you give. Say, I am loved and I love people. Get that out there, because if you want to receive kindness, if you want to receive love, if you want to receive respect, Veronica, you better tell them you got to give it.
Yeah.
I am loved and I love people. Are you guys getting that? Are you tracking with me? You see, today in Uplift with Cliff, I'm not dealing with your sales. I'm dealing with why you ain't got no sales. I'm not dealing with your calendar. I'm dealing with the problem with the calendar, you. I'm not here to talk about Zillow or LoopNet or any of those other things that don't even exist anymore. I'm here to talk about why those tools won't work for you, because it's what's inside. It's the beast, the one you got to feed. That's what we're talking about here today. You've got to buck up and say, I am going to be successful. I will make this. I will do this. So the last affirmation today, I want you to say it is, I love myself. You already say I love myself.
I love myself.
Just say I love myself. Listen, don't wait for somebody else to say it. It's great if somebody else says it, but you got to love yourself before anybody else can love you the way you need to be loved. And with that, this has been Uplift with Cliff. This is one of my best episodes ever. I have been waiting. Listen, I need you guys to know I have had a lot of brokers, a lot of top producers, a lot of very successful people to say, hey, Cliff, let us know. We want to come on the show. But this one was first.
Oh, thank you.
This one was first because you know what? Let me tell you what. Because before there was Team Fig, before all of that stuff, she reached out to me and said, hey, let's have lunch. You're new in town. She reached out to me and said, hey, let's have lunch. You're new in town. She showed me love. And regardless as to what anybody else has to say, I'm going to love her.
Oh, thank you.
So with that having, and it don't mean I can't love you too now, folks. It don't mean that I can't love you too. So I love you too. That being said, this has been Uplift with Cliff with who?
Veronica Figueroa.
Veronica Figueroa, and we're out. Bye.
It's time to be better, do better, see better. It's time for Uplift with Cliff. To get a little uplift with Cliff. With Cliff. Time to rise, time to shift. Get your spark, get your gift. Yeah, it's half uplift with Cliff. Are you ready for some uplift with Cliff? Welcome to Uplift.